everybody, welcome to War and Pieces. Well, it's been a while since we've been able to do this. I want to thank everybody for being so supportive, but hey, let's get right to it. Now, some of the things that I wanted to talk about were some of the things that are coming up real soon. And some of the things that I think are really great that are coming are from a company called Flying Pig Games. Not Flying Frog, Flying Pig Games. I always seem to make that mistake. They're the people that made what I consider is one of the best games that has come out lately, is Old School Tactical. Now on Kickstarter they're coming out with a Western Front. This is the Eastern Front. You want to talk about beautiful maps, beautiful everything. This game has it all. Just beautiful and to the T, and just a great old school, very simplified system that, you know, you can take your 12 to 13 to 14-year-old and really explain this game to them in about 10 minutes and really start to get them into wargaming if this is something that you want to do. Now, this company has just come out with a game that I find absolutely wonderful, and I'm going to be playing this live against Janice, more than likely, and doing a solo version. But it was a former Kickstarter. It's called 65. It covers the Vietnam War, and I have to say it is a fantastic game. No dice. It's all card based. The miniatures, the counters are huge and beautiful, and I can't wait to show this to you, but we're going to show that another day because we're going to do some live playthroughs, and then we're going to do an entire rule run through. It's also based on Night of Man. If you're familiar with that game, it's kind of the same system, but we're going to save that for another day. We're just talking about that and some things that are going to be coming soon, and I really want you to pay attention and go to their website. It is flyingpiggames.com. Go there, check out their stuff. They got some wonderful stuff, and check them out on Kickstarter. But today's game, the game that we're going to take a look at is, well, I haven't played it in 45 years. I found it recently, and believe it or not, for a very beginner game, it was very ahead of its time. And I really love this game. It's from the American Heritage series by Milton Bradley, believe it or not. And the name of the game is Skirmish. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, how good can a Milton Bradley game? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go down to the table and take a look. Now, as you see, this is a pretty nice map for back in the day. And I'm not going to explain every rule, but I'm going to give you a good gist of how this game works and a little bit of the strategy that goes with it. Normally there are 4 British armies out here, and I didn't put all the pieces out here. The Americans, or the revolutionaries as they would be called, are pretty much scattered as skirmish troops, and you try to build up their army. Here you have Washington. As you can see, he's a pretty detailed and pretty nice for back in 1975. And as you can see, that the British pretty much control most of the seaways. Over here you would have reinforcements. They're only activated after a certain event happens. What happens is the British get 1 dice and the Americans get 2. You would shake both, turn them over, and of course I'll just turn this over like this so we don't see what happens. And the Americans would look, and the British would look, and they would reveal what unit they want to move first. Now, just for pity's sake, we'll just put out another British army, which goes on a flag here. So let's just find ourselves a good area. Okay, on Boston here. And that goes there. So he would say that he would declare, let's say he's going to move this unit first. He would then show that he can move 1 square. Now there's only 1, 2, or 3 on here. Now you cannot move diagonally, and you have to follow the lines. So he would move 1. Now the Americans would reveal theirs. They would get to move 2 units. Now a 0, of course, you can't move more than 1. But what you can do is with your 1 movement is come over and start to stack. You can stack no higher than 6. Now these cards here, are for when you get in a skirmish. And when you get in a skirmish, you would have to be exactly 1 pip away. And you would draw these cards. These cards favor the Americans. And there are some British cards in there, a couple in there mixed in, so you have to be a little, think things out a little bit. But for instance, British Cavalry Surprise Attack figures, I draw the British card. British victory, right? 99% of the time, British caught by surprise. Major disaster for the British, and they would lose units. That's how they would lose units. And what the British want to do is go into the same hex as you, and they want to get into this type of fight and start picking you off, because this is considered a major battle. And how a major battle is fought is that you take the difference. Now the stacking limit is 6, but these units start at 5. So it would be 5 to 1, so 5 minus 1 is 4. So they would have plus 4 on a d6. They would roll, of course, 8, which is impossible. This unit would be destroyed. Now, say it was a little bit closer, and he rolled 4, so that you would lose 4 units. You would lose all 4 units if you had 4 units here. Say it was a difference of 5, you would lose the 4, but it wouldn't roll out to anything else. It's only contained to that one battle. If it's a draw, you re-roll again, and of course after each battle you would move away 1 square. You would keep on doing this process over and over again until a couple things either happen. All the British units are wiped out, or you are able to defeat Washington. Now Washington, of course, is near a whole bunch of units where he's going to be trying to stack up and get strong enough to try to skirmish you, bring you down, and then get in a major battle and hopefully wipe you out. Meanwhile, you have these other units that'll be all over the board, all on these stars here, and they would be trying to combine and trying to get into skirmishes to wear down these 4 units that the British have. Now, sea battle, very easy. You would use one of your dice. So say that we had this, you would use one for the land if you wanted to, and then of course you can move your units. You can move them from red dot to red dot. That is considered one move, or you can move it onto the spaces here. Now after a certain event happens, you're able to bring in some reinforcements. Normally on here there will be 4 reinforcements for the Americans. So after they get into a major battle, they are allowed to try to come in. But the British ships can intercept and stop that. When you get into a battle, now as you can see, the Americans only have 1 ship. Okay, so they've got to make their things count. It's die on die, winner takes all. So hopefully you can catch a couple good lucky rolls and be able to get your reinforcements in to help the Americans. A very balanced game, very well thought out game, easy game. You can teach an 8-year-old this game. After all, I was 8 when I first played it. I hadn't played this game in 45 years. And I happened to find it at a flea market, and I snagged it up because it was one of the first games I ever played. I really love this game. I think if you have a chance to get it, you can find it on eBay, or if you can find it anywhere on Amazon or anything, I really suggest you pick it up, because this is a good gateway game. This is a great game to bring somebody in and really start to teach them with the simplicity of wargaming. This is a very simple, and this entire Heritage series I thought was really, really special at the time. And I'm just happy that I'm able to share it with you guys and let you guys see what a wonderful game this is. If you're looking to see a actual gameplay of it, you can go to my channel and you can see that Janice and I played it. Janice had never played this game before, and we played it and we had a lot of fun with it. It takes about an hour, and just a great entry-level game for a war gamer. So it was just really something nice to share with you guys. So let's take it up top and get on out of here. And thanks for checking out Skirmish, the American Revolution, American Heritage Game Series.
There you have it.
Another War and Peace is in the bag, and I'm so glad to be back, and we'll be coming back live very soon. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you really enjoyed this, and we'll have plenty of news and more games to take a look at next week. So until then, I'm Rob Orn, and we'll see you soon.